Aloha, Master Key Mastermind Alliance people. This is Davine, and I'm showing you a tutorial of how to navigate through your members area. First of all, I want to make clear that you can only be logged in on one device at a time. So if you log in on your phone, and then you log in on your iPad, and then you log in on your computer, you're not going to be able to log in. You have to completely log out of the members area before you can log in on a separate device. So you got to click this log out way up here in the top right corner. So make sure you click that if you're going to go in and use different devices, like your computer at work, your computer at home, your phone, your iPad. Just make sure you log out each time so that you don't have trouble logging back in. Because if you're at work and you're logged in on your computer at home, you're not going to be able to log in. Okay, that's number one. Number two, here are all your tabs across the top. So if I instruct you that you need to go to a particular tab, then this is what I'm talking about. And you see here that some of these are overlapped. That's just because my screen isn't wide enough to show them all, because I made this big for the tutorial. So let's say I make it smaller. You can see that now. You can see whatever some of these have drop downs associated with them. So now you can see whatever the drop down happens to be. So if you can't see beyond these tabs, just make everything smaller or make your screen bigger. Okay, so one or the other of those if you're having any trouble with that. I'm gonna make this large again so that you can see. Okay, so upcoming webinars. If you don't get an email for the upcoming webinar, here's where you can find it. Click on this tab right here that says upcoming webinars. That's going to bring you to, here's the upcoming webinars for the next MKMMA and for the digital connections class. So if you just click there, click right on the post there, you can see Master Key Mastermind Alliance webinar Sunday, October 5th at 4 p.m. And here's the link right here, this blue thing. And here's where you can leave comments if you want to. So on every single post there is this box for comments, and we'll talk about that in a second. If you're not getting emails about the upcoming webinars and surveys and things, click on this Start Here button right here and join the list for updates. Make sure, I just clicked on that. Make sure that you put your name and your email in here. Okay? And then that way you'll be sure to get the emails. If you're not getting them, they could be blocked by your ISP or your email provider. Google, especially Gmail, has a tendency to put anything that has a link in the email into your promotions folder inside your Gmail, your online Gmail. So you'd have to log into Gmail online, click on the promotions folder, and there'll be a lot of emails in there that are probably junk, but because the emails that we send have links, even though we send them out of Aweber, which is the #1 autoresponder on the planet, still sometimes your email will either put them in your trash or block them completely so you'll never see them. If that's the case with you, then you need to log in here, click on upcoming webinars, click on the webinar you're looking for, and you can get the link there. Now, in terms of this link, so I'm going to click on this. This shows me the oh, you can't see that, hold on. MKMMA Digital Connections. And then it says Monday, October 6th, 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So for me, that's not what time it is, and it might not be for you either. So all these GoToMeeting websites have this right here. I'm going to make it bigger. It says show in my time zone. So click that, click your time zone, mine being Hawaii. and then it will show me that it's at 1:30 p.m. See that? Make sure that you get it in your time zone, or you may miss the webinar because it was on Eastern instead of your time zone. If you do this one time and you don't clear your cookies, it'll keep showing your time zone. Okay, so the next thing I want to go over was the comments box here. So let's say you had a question about this Digital Connections webinar. You would type your question in there. Now, none of you would do that because you know the answer to that. And if you have a question, not a comment, not a reply, but a question, click this box right here, this drop-down box, put it onto question, and then post it by hitting comment. So I'm going to go ahead and do that so you can see. So here's the question right here. Now, there's a little question mark on it. And you'll see here there's a little comment box. You might not be able to see this, but it's a little pink box with talking bubbles. And this is a little orange or yellow box with a question mark. There is a way for us to sort in the back office so that we can find questions first. So if you have a question, then make sure you do that. Put this drop-down box on question and then click it. Now, if you abuse this and it's just a comment and not a question, you're going to have trouble. So only do that if it's a question. If you want to change your profile, there's a little link up here. This little tiny blue link at the top right that says My Profile. So you can click on that and it will bring you to your profile page. So it's got your picture. You can change your picture if you want. I recommend no larger than 150 megabytes. Probably going to not go up if you make it bigger than that. If you have a gravatar, it'll automatically post your gravatar in there if that's the email address you're using. So if you have a gravatar, you probably know what I'm talking about. If you don't have a gravatar, you can go to gravatar.com, Gravatar, just like it sounds, gravatar.com, and use the same email address that you're using to log in to your MasterKey account, and it will pull your gravatar. So it's avatar with a G. Okay, so here you can change whatever information you want. Click Save Changes. If your changes don't save, I would recommend that you clear your cookies, clear your cache, clear your history in your cookies. Close your browser completely, so quit out of it completely, which would be quit Google. Oh, you can't see it. You gotta go, you know how to quit out of a, make sure it's completely closed. So if you're on a Mac, it would be quit. If you're on a PC, I guess you X out of it, right? Make sure your browser's completely closed and then reopen it and then attempt this again. The next thing is the alliances area. So here's where we have, you can see this alliances button right here. When I mouse over it, it changes color. So click on the alliances, and in here you'll see several groups. We have DMP, we have Insights and Epiphanies, and we have questions, comments about digital connections. So you'll see that there are already quite a few in here. Well, this is from last year, a lot of these. The newest ones will be at the top. So if you see questions that seem advanced or confusing, just ignore them because they're probably from the previous class. So we will direct you when to leave a comment in these areas, but it's a good place if you have a question about a DMP. Put it, so you just click on this link here and you can just type it right in and then drop down to question and then post it and we'll get it. Now you can do this on all posts. So let's say you have a question about week 1. Click on week 1 and put your comment or your question right there. All posts have this comment area. So there's every single post that's live will have a comment area where you can put in any questions or concerns. If you're looking for a webinar replay, which there is only one right now, ta-da! Click on webinar replays. See that right there? Webinar replays? Yeah, that's where the webinar replays will be. If you want a digital connections replay, you would click this. If you want an MKMMA replay, you would click that. So I clicked the MKMMA webinar replays, and here is the replay from week 1. It's really long, but a lot of it is Q&A. So you can just listen to the training portion. You don't have to listen to the Q&A. You don't have to listen to the whole thing. This is a long webinar, but the first one's always a little longer. And here are the documents that are associated with this week 1 webinar. So that's how you find webinar replays. If you're looking for other documents that, you know, you're like, where's this thing? It's probably in the resources area. So click on resources. Here is the tutorial that you're going to watch right now, how to navigate your members area. Here's the blueprint builder. Here's Oats for MLMers. And here's Oats for everyone else. And here are the launch videos. If you want to watch those again, those are live. So that's pretty much all I wanted to go over. If you have any questions, again, make sure that you put them into this area. If you can't find any place else to put them, just click on alliances and put them anywhere. It doesn't matter where you put it. You know, it's helpful if it's on a video that you have questions about or a post that you have questions about, but you can ask a question anywhere and we'll get it. So make sure that you direct your questions here. If you're having something personal that you don't want to put on here, or you're having an issue that your guide can't help you with, then you would email me, Davine, at mkmma@hawaii.rr.com. Thanks, and we'll see you in there.